Good morning, everybody. It's Bob. So this video, I'm going to comment on a comment that I received in one of my videos, comparing the Philippines to Japan and the U.S. And I'll start off by saying this. There is a big difference when it comes to all three. It's what you prefer. I've never said that the Philippines is the end-all be-all for every retiree or person. It's, and I've said this many times, what you make of it. So this person said that the quality of life is much better in Japan than in the Philippines. Apparently this person's a Filipino. And all I can say is, that's for you. If that's what you enjoy, that's what you like, that's where you go. He also said that he lived 6 months in the U.S. and would always prefer the U.S. over the Philippines. Well, let me educate him a little bit on the U.S. I lived there for 52 years, which is a little longer than 6 months. And the U.S. is not the same place it was 10, 15, 20 years ago at all. And for someone to say that they were there 6 months and it was fantastic, hey, great. You know, you lived in the Philippines, you lived in the U.S. for 6 months. I lived in the U.S., like I said, for 52 years. Me personally, I prefer the Philippines. He said that the gas is more expensive in the Philippines than it is in the U.S. I spend the equivalent of $6 a month in gas here. It's on a motorcycle, but it's $6 a month. I can ride a motorcycle here all year long. 95% of the U.S., you can't. You're not able to because of the weather. If I were to put $6 worth of gas in my SUV back home, that would last me a day and a half at the very most. He also compared food quality and said the food quality is much better in the U.S. Well, then I have this to ask. If the food quality is so much better, do you know why we refrigerate our eggs in the U.S. and can't leave them out on the counter? Where here in the Philippines, you can leave your eggs out. They'll last 3 to 5 months outside of a refrigerator on your counter. Where in the U.S., they'll go bad after 3 weeks just in the fridge. The reason being is, well, they wash their eggs in the U.S. And what happens is, don't mind the noise. What happens is it takes off the microfilm that's on the egg that protects the egg from any bacteria. That's why we have to refrigerate the eggs. On top of that, they use special feed in the U.S. to make sure the yolks are absolutely perfectly orangish yellow. Where here in the Philippines, it's all farm fresh eggs, right out of the farm that morning. Do you know why they cannot buy U.S. breads in Europe? Because of the ingredients in U.S. breads. They don't consider it bread there. You can't call it bread there. Here, bread is made fresh every single day from fresh ingredients. Fruits. You can get most fruits somewhat fresh in the U.S. A lot of times, they're in cold storage for a long time. I know, I drove trucks. Here, every morning, we can go down and get freshly picked fruits and vegetables. We can get freshly caught fish that was caught at 4:30 in the morning. By 7 o'clock, it's in the market. So fresh, it's still flapping around. So, to me, there's no comparison. The quality of life I have here compared to the U.S. with my salary, I have a much better quality of life here than I do in the U.S. I can get a lot more things. I can live on a lot less. In the U.S., I wouldn't even be able to afford an apartment. So for someone who stayed 6 months in the US, you might want to stay a few years just to see what it's like. That's my advice. That's my take on it. Again, every place is going to be different for everybody. We're all human. We all have different needs. We all have different likes. So me saying that I like the Philippines doesn't make me an idiot. I like the Philippines. I like the simple life. I don't like the way the US everybody just rushes around, high stress. Here, I don't have stress. I'm nice and comfortable. I get to look at this every day. Right there. It's a beautiful view. So for someone to compare all three and say that one is the best, that's your opinion. I'm happy for you. You found your best. I found mine. There's nothing wrong with that. So I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you in the next video.